Hello, today is the 15th of February 2021, and I'm going to do a mediumistic reading on Mary Tyler Moore. My first attempt did not, for some reason, completely capture the audio. I must have clicked a button wrong. So I'm asking what Mary Tyler Moore Spirit would like to share with us. Is there something that her spirit would like to share that she would like us to know? And I invite her to relate what she wants to through these cards. I give up the platform to her, and I'm just her interpreter. Ask my spiritual mentors to please help me read clearly and accurately, and hopefully have no more shenanigans of technical issues or Mercury retro hell. Okay. We get the Ace of Pentacles. We get the Hermit. The Eight of Wands. And the Princess of Swords. So, there was a new beginning, as indicated by that Ace of Pentacles, where she was living more off the radar. I know that's true because of some of the things that I did read, that at the end of her life, especially like the last particularly 3 years of her life, from 2014 to her death in 2017, she was just staying virtually a shut-in, basically, is what people had said, that she was just so ill, that she had a lot of health issues and some mental fatigue, confusion as a result, too, of long-standing chronic health problems. Now, Mary's last husband, she was married more than once, but her husband that was married yet to her, I believe, despite the fact there was some kind of a bit of an estrangement, I think, for maybe his own sake. I think she was becoming more difficult, quite possibly. There were actually phone calls starting back in 2014 for domestic issues, and the person that called each time was her husband. Mary would be wanting him to leave, and he had co-owned the home. He wasn't really living there so much with her at the time, so there were some issues. I think it was said that he took very good care of her, by at least actress Bernadette Peters. I don't know how truly much she is on the inside or not, but most of the impression seems that he made a very significant effort to look after her. Perhaps the caregiving role just became too much, I don't know. But she's indicating here, though, this was that phase of her life of being more hermited away. And the Eight of Wands, a quickening, And the Princess of Swords. I feel like with the mind awareness, things accelerated. I feel like she's saying that pace of decline accelerated at once she was shut in. And her health did become, I think, such that she was not well enough to be out in public. Honestly, when she passed, she was 80 years old, if you can believe it or not. And it's hard for me to believe that my dad's about 80, but she was just about blind from her diabetes, and she also required a wheelchair to get around. She was pretty frail. And here we have the Six of Wands. The Prince of Pentacles. Falling under the Hermit. Prince of, almost like reduced to a child, she's saying, with all these pages or princes and princess. And this card of the Six of Wands, of being recognized, demanding, it looks to me like there was a bit of an ego issue that came in as well with her. That this was a new phase, that this was something, I think, new with her health. Towards the end of her life, there was a shift. Yeah. Queen of Pentacles. Mary, that's Mary, by the way. Mary is a Capricorn. And she had a Gemini moon. And I think her ascendant was Pisces. She also had like a lot of Sagittarius. I will put a link in the description box to the astrochart.com link where you can look, if you're interested, at her birth chart. So she's showing up here in her own reading, and she's indicating to me that very quickly she went downhill and became childlike. I think her behavior was a bit aggressive with expectation. She had to win. So I feel that there was a bit of a hostility that she was kind of walking around with, or carrying with her, that was not normal for her. It was a more immature new problem that was escalating with her health. She was trying to hold on, and she's talking about control, wanting to be somebody that was in control. She was trying to maintain what she felt like was some kind of control. I think she was also very frightened at the same time to let go. There's Judgment think she's looking at herself with some judgment here about her own behavior. There's the Five of Swords. This is loss. This is also, things that are kind of done on the quiet that cause a loss. There's a sneaky aspect. And so it was a surprise to her. It snuck up on her, is what she's also indicating. The changes in her personality and in her physicality. She took a great deal of pride in her activity. And so for her to have to become more reclusive or hermited really did not help her, was not good for her mentally. She was challenging for her. And she's looking over her life. Yet, with this card, I feel like, with the Seven of Pentacles falling under her, and I feel like she's closely looking at her childhood and her youth, what she was doing then. She's letting me know that she really didn't fathom what she was doing, what was happening to her body. That was so quick, she was indicating to her. It seemed like all of a sudden she's a shut-in and becoming sicker and sicker and sicker. And she's trying to hold on. But I think finally here with that 7, she is asking herself, what for? There's a reevaluation. What is the goal of this? 8 of Cups. So she, I think, decided to let go of her body, of trying to stay, and she let go of her fear, and was able to transition out from confinement of the 8 of Swords, because she had been very confined, from what I understand, just basically in bed. I don't know how much she was able to do for herself. The feeling is that from what I understood, she communicated very little, and toward the end, and I'm feeling like it was more like hospice. This is the card of communication and wanting to communicate. I feel like there's a lot of things that she felt like she had to say. For what she did, I think, with acting. But she's looking back at it. And I think she is kind of weighing up where she may have made some mistakes, where changes were. Just seeing her life to her is like, wow, I had no idea. So she's telling me that seeing it from a different perspective being played out is really stunning to her, surprising to her, something she wasn't anticipating. There's a lot that apparently she feels with regard to some of her own behavior and childhood things she carried with her that she, I think, is now understands, certainly with judgment, some things better, and that she's the moon, able to burn through, I think, a lot of karmic heaviness, that cups, these surprises. I feel like her child, these unhappy, there was a heaviness. She went through a lot of hardships, a lot. And in the reading that I did earlier that didn't capture all the sound, what I did also get that I want to add here was that the life that Mary Tyler Moore lived, all those hardships, it was huge karmic debts that she was burning off, and she's feeling much lighter now. I got that she's real happy to have gotten it out of the way, that all those hardships were karmic debts and things that needed to be cleared. Two of Swords, looking within. She's also, I feel like she's still actually processing. You know, it's different with everyone, but she's processing a lot. She's finding a lot of different areas fascinating. She likes the details. I get that with the Queen of Swords, and she wants to learn and really get every bit of understanding that she can out of the life that she went through. She's really like the nooks and the crannies, and understanding certain patterns that held on for a long time, that caused a lot of sorrow, and loss. And so this perspective change for her is huge. It's so different for her. Just there's clarity. Three of Cups. Now, she indicated this in the first reading where the sound didn't completely take. There was that to me is that there were, I think she was married 3 times, and these 3 marriages were big karmic things that she needed to go through in order to clear with these people. And here we have the 4 of Wands, which can be the domestic scene or the public, but there is the Devil card. So I'm feeling like it was hard for her, but with the pressures, personal pressures, professional pressures, public pressures, and I think she succumbed to addiction problems and negative coping mechanisms, neglect of self-care, and I feel that people know a great deal of how hard her life was, but 4 of Swords, here's peace, here's healing, here's that's put to bed now, that is over with, and the Lovers, there is balance. She is at peace. She loves herself. She is healing and reviewing how things went down and clearing of the karma, and I'm very glad to see that. And I'll close this out with the Strength card. She's feeling her own true strength and empowerment now. I think she felt very diminished, partially because of I'm getting from her the era in which she was breaking through, trying to be taken seriously, and then to land the roles that she got with Mary Tyler Moore, The Dick Van Dyke Show, so on and so forth, were precious to her. She enjoyed working. And the Three of Wands, now she expands. Now she's able to expand the way she wanted to, but I saw that in the other reading I did, she couldn't do this because of all the karma. So now she's freed of the karma that she had with the people that were, particularly I think the three husbands, some other people that she had to work with. She's learned the lessons, she's processed it, and she's very happy, it looks like here, to be having processed that and up to the next level where that's no longer this weight on her spirit. She's more buoyant and she's ready to go for new adventures and growth. And I believe that she has a guide, a spirit there that is with her, that is helping her to work these things out. So that's my reading on Mary Tyler Moore. I feel like she's been very kind to let us know and see and feel through these cards. And regrettably, the reading that didn't capture the sound, but I really picked it up. Just how at the end of her life, she felt that things just went very, very quickly, that she declined very quickly in the last 3 years of her life, and was basically, she was, what am I holding on for? And then I think she kind of reevaluated it and was able to let go and peacefully pass. And it looks like she was able to review her life and been working through issues. She has peace. She has wholeness that was missing, that I think she was trying to fill, but instead was using negative coping mechanisms like a lot of us do in Earth School. If you like this reading, please make sure that you like and subscribe and share. And thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in our next video. Bye-bye.